In this video lecture, we will discuss the 6 aspects that need to be considered and controlled when cooking fruits and vegetables. The 6 different aspects include controlling the amount of waste as well as nutrient loss, changes in texture, color, and flavor, all while controlling enzyme activity. First, let's chat about controlling the amount of waste that is lost when we are preparing fruits and vegetables. The amount of waste is highly variable with fresh fruits and vegetables as it depends on how we prepare the product. For example, if we will be preparing, let's say, mashed potatoes without the skin, then we will have a greater waste than if we are making garlic smashed potatoes with the skins. The edible portion of the fresh fruit or vegetable refers to the amount remaining after cleaning and trimming, whereas the as-purchased weight is the amount prior to peeling and cleaning, so the weight of what it is that you actually purchased. To most effectively minimize waste, the goal is to have these two weights be as close as possible. And whatever waste you might have, you can always compost. The second factor to control is the amount of nutrient losses, both in storage as well as in the cooking process. As the fruit or vegetable ripens, the nutrient content will shift. The amount of loss varies based on a variety of factors. We can control most of these losses by using produce at its peak of ripeness. Nutrient losses can also occur during cooking. These losses might be due to the dissolving action of the cooking water. For example, the water-soluble vitamins and color pigments are more susceptible to loss than the fat-soluble vitamins and color pigments. The glazed carrots in this photo are an excellent source of the fat-soluble color pigment beta-carotene, which is a precursor form of vitamin A. Vitamin C is oxidized rapidly in alkaline conditions. Losses tend to be greater with longer cooking times and in a greater amount of water. Tender crisp is often recommended as a desirable final texture of cooked vegetables. Cooking helps increase the palatability of the vegetable while making it more digestible. As the vegetable cooks, the starch gelatinizes and the soluble fibers will start to soften. Adding acids such as lemon or lime juice to lower the pH will help to maintain a firm texture of the produce, but it dulls the color chlorophyll to a drab olive green color. Adding an alkali, such as baking soda, leads to a very mushy texture. However, the color is brightened. Given the extremely mushy texture, adding baking soda when cooking vegetables is not recommended. Sometimes calcium salts, such as calcium chloride, are added to canned diced tomatoes and green beans to help to keep the vegetable firmer during the canning process. You can look here on the ingredients label of these diced tomatoes and clearly see the calcium chloride added. Osmosis may also play a role in the texture when cooking fruits and vegetables. Osmosis is the movement of water through a semi-permeable membrane from an area of low concentration of solute to a high concentration of solute. And as a reminder, the solute is the part of the solution that is dissolved in the solvent. So if we look at the picture on the slide, you will see that we have an uneven distribution of the solute. Therefore, the water will move to the higher concentration to help balance out the amount of solute. So do you ever add sugar to your fresh strawberries? If so, have you ever noticed that they get more juicy? This is osmosis at play. When you add sugar to the strawberries, you now have more solute on the outside of the strawberry cells than you do inside the cell. So which area has the higher concentration of the solute? Well, the sugar on the outside does because it's just the solute. Inside the strawberry has a lower concentration of the solute or the sugar, since inside we have the water, the sugar, and other strawberry parts. Therefore, the process of osmosis will force the water to move outside of the strawberry to the strawberry surface, which balances out the solute. This water that is now moved outside will combine with the sugar on the outside, and that's when the syrup is formed. We can also use this principle of osmosis to create different textures when cooking. If we want to retain the shape of the fruit or vegetable, then we will cook it in the presence of additional solute, which is usually sugar, or it can also be a salt ion. If we don't care what the shape of the cooked product is, then no solute is added. For example, if we are wanting to make coddled or stewed apples, then we will add a little sugar to the cooking water so that the apple shape remains. If we are making applesauce, then we want the apples to be soft and mushy, so no sugar is added to the cooking water. If we want our applesauce to be a little sweeter, then we can add the sugar after pureeing the softened apples. Much of the appeal of fruits and vegetables is in the color. There are 5 major color pigments in fruits and vegetables. Chlorophyll is a green color pigment that is present in all produce. Both acids and long cooking times turn these green vegetables into a drab olive green color. The carotenoids provide the red-orange color that remains fairly unchanged when cooked. The reddish blue color pigment of anthocyanin is also very sensitive to changes in pH. As you can see here in the graphic on the bottom, acids turn the anthocyanins a bright red, while alkalines turn it a blue or bluish green. The betalains are found in beets and diffuse rapidly into the cooking water. Therefore, you usually cook beets with the beet top still attached. They are also sensitive to changes in pH and undergo similar color changes to that of the anthocyanins. Finally, the anthoxanthins are found in almost all fruits and vegetables and are also very sensitive to changes in pH. In an alkaline environment, they turn a bright yellow, and in an acidic environment, they are white or colorless. They also react with metals, so cooking in an aluminum pan can lead to more yellowing. These are very susceptible to oxidation, and thus enzymatic browning becomes an issue. The best way to control color loss is to cook the fruit or vegetable until just tender crisp and limit the addition of acids and bases until after the cooking process is complete. Fruits and vegetables contain a variety of sugars that increase in concentration as the fruit and vegetable matures. All fruits and vegetables have some organic acids, with fruits tending to have more than vegetables. Again, the amount varies with the variety and the maturity of the fruit or vegetable. All fruits and vegetables contain a little salt and volatile compounds such as acids and esters and aldehydes, which contribute to the aroma. And finally, the sulfur compounds provide an important contribution to the flavor of 2 groups of vegetables, those in the allium or onion family and the cruciferous vegetables, or those within the cabbage family. Allium tends to break down with cooking, producing a milder flavor. Dilution in solution and vaporization further lessen their strong flavor. Therefore, longer cooking leads to a milder flavor. In cruciferous vegetables, the sulfur compound reacts with heat to produce a stronger flavor and odor. Therefore, longer cooking yields a stronger flavor. Since many of these are also water-soluble and volatile, cooking in a large amount of water with the lid off may lessen the strong flavor. Enzymes are a minor constituent in foods in terms of quantity, but yet they play very important roles in many reactions that occur in our food. Enzymatic browning is the browning of a light-colored fruit or vegetable when exposed to air. We can control this undesirable enzymatic browning in a variety of ways. First, we could partially cook or blanch the food. This is most commonly what happens when we are freezing fruits and vegetables. Second, we can add an acid to denature or kill the enzyme. An example of that would be using lemon juice. Third, we could coat the fruit with sugar to cut off the oxygen supply. Fourth, we could submerge in water, such as the potato example in the bottom right-hand corner. And finally, we could use an antioxidant, such as fruit fresh, which is pictured there in the center. Now, with all of this information on how to control the various factors that influence the texture and color of cooked produce, let's take a few minutes to discuss a few specific cooking methods commonly used when cooking fruits and vegetables. So first, cooking fruits, we can poach our fruit. And poaching is heating in a pan of simmering liquid with the lid on. In the top right corner, we have a visual of poached pears. Fruits can also be baked, such as baked apples, pears, bananas, and rhubarb. The aim for baking is for the fruit to retain its form, but still cooked so that it is tender throughout. The second image on the right-hand side of your slide are apples that are ready to be baked. Glazing may also be used for apples. During this, the apples are cored and a slit is cut into the skin all the way around the apples. They are then placed in a saucepan with water and sugar and cooked on low heat. This is the cooking process that makes for stewed or coddled apples. Bananas, grapefruit halves, and pineapples are some of the fruits that can be broiled or grilled. Have you ever had grilled pineapple? Oh my golly, it is delightful. Apples, bananas, and pineapple slices can be prepared by sautéing or cooking quickly in a small amount of fat. Butter here is the preferred fat for when sautéing fruits. Americans don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, with French fries and corn being the most common vegetables consumed. Branching out with different cooking techniques could help us to eat more of these nutrient-dense foods. Broiling and grilling vegetables often results in flavorful vegetables, partly because of the caramelization that occurs. Roasting and baking our vegetables can be accomplished just by the direct heat of the oven. A moderately hot oven temperature will give better textures to starchy vegetables as compared to lower oven temperatures. Pan frying and deep fat frying is commonly used for vegetables that will maintain their shape at the higher temperatures. Sautéing onions or peppers in a small amount of fat will boost the flavor and the appearance of the final product. Boiling and steaming involve using water. In boiling, the vegetable touches the water, whereas in steaming, the vegetable is placed just above the water and is cooked via the steam. Cooking vegetables in a microwave is another way to steam your veggies. Pressure cooking, such as using an Instapot, involves cooking with confined pressurized steam. In summary, there are 6 different aspects that need to be controlled when cooking fruits and vegetables. Controlling the amount of waste and nutrient loss, controlling the changes in texture, color, and flavor, while maintaining the enzymatic action. With a greater understanding of these aspects, as well as your knowledge of the different types of fruits and vegetables and the variations in the purchase form, you can start to feel more comfortable in creating delicious fruit and vegetable dishes.